Hello everybody, how's it going today? My name is Colton and I'm joined by Jennifer, and we're here from the Elyria Public Library, and we have an all new cooking series, and it is called 5 Items or Less. It's going to be pretty similar to the previous videos that Jennifer and I were making mug meals, but we're going to step it up a little bit. We were doing mug meals for about a year, so we're going to change it up a little bit, and it's going to be a little bit trickier. It might involve some different cooking, might involve some ingredients you might not have around your house, but we're still going to keep it fun, easy, simple, and super, super delicious. And since it's October, we thought it would be perfect to do some delicious, spooky Halloween treats. And I'm up first, and I'll be making something called a monster munch. It's super easy. I'm not even going to use all 5 ingredients. I'm just going to use 4. And my 4 ingredients are, we got popcorn or cheese doodles, we got some melting chocolate, we got some sprinkles, and food coloring. So 4 ingredients. We're going to mix them all up, and it's going to be a delicious, chocolatey, salty snack that you're going to love. Let's get started. So for my version of the Monster Munch, I thought it would be super cool to make it vegan as well as gluten-free. Now the recipe I found online, which we're going to link down in the description below, wasn't that. So I had to make a couple substitutions, nothing too bad. So the version of the puff corn that they had was like the Cheetos puff corn. So instead I found these ones from Aldi. They're just, I think they're more accidentally vegan than actually vegan, and they're butter flavored. And then I found these at Target, and they're called Hippies, and they're made out of chickpeas, so they're pretty cool. So these are white cheddar and those are butter. I bet you could use some other kinds of cheese doodles as well. Pretty much anything goes, like, similar to like fondue, just dump it in chocolate and I'm pretty sure it'll be good. Now the only real tricky part was finding a vegan melting chocolate. You can find regular chocolate pretty much at any grocery store, but finding anything in white, and especially anything that you're going to want candy coated or you want shiny, was quite a little bit tricky. But I did find it on a website that we also going to link in our description below, because they came through big time. So the only real substitution I'm going to have to make with the melting chocolate versus just using regular chocolate is you can get it in a bunch of different colors. So you can just show up to Joann Fabrics and get it in any color of the rainbow, or any color of the spooky rainbow, because we're making these Halloween, of course. But since I was having trouble, I'm just going to stick with white. So that's why I'm adding an extra ingredient to the recipe, and that is food coloring. And so I'm going to make purple, so I have a red and blue, and we're going to mix them together. So the first step you're going to do is melt your chocolate. So I'm going to melt about a little over half of this chocolate in the microwave, mostly because I'm saving the rest because I want to make some different colors. So this is going to be purple, but you can do black, orange, green, whatever floats your Halloween boat. So I have about half here. And what you're going to do is you're going to follow the instructions on the melting chocolate, because all of them have their own little quirks to them. They're all a little different. For this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to microwave it for a minute at half power, and then at 30-second bursts, because you don't want to burn your chocolate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and when we get back, we'll work on the next step. So that was just about 2 minutes of microwaving our chocolate. As you can see, you want to make sure it's smooth and that there's no chunks. So it looks perfect, it looks delicious. Now the only thing left to do is to add some color. And I Googled it because I wasn't 100% sure, but red and blue make purple. So we're using an oil-based food coloring. The regular kind of food coloring you're going to see at the stores won't cut it, it'll make the chocolate seize up. And for doing oil-based, you're going to dip it in your little toothpicks and just kind of swirl it around a little bit. I'm going to do it double because I want mine super purpley. I'm going to give it a little bit of stir and mix it through. We should have, now it won't be like a bright neon, it'll be still kind of like a pastel purple, but I think it'll be cool regardless. And slowly getting purpley. A little bit more. we're gonna do one more time. Just swirl it in like that. I think we have achieved a pretty nice pastel purple. It'll look really good when you do the other colors in the pastels as well. So now we're gonna add in our cheese doodles and mix them throughout, because you're gonna coat this very well. And as you can see, I'm professionally stirring this, so I know best. But as you stir it throughout, you're going to coat your doodles in delicious melted chocolate. One more big stir. I think we're ready to go. So we're going to add it to your wax paper. I put mine underneath a baking sheet because I'm going to toss mine in the freezer for the chocolate to harden up, because I can't wait to try this. So you're just gonna add it to your wax paper and spread it out. Doesn't have to be perfect because they're supposed to look like a little bit of monsters. So you can keep some chunks together. I'm just kind of spreading it around like that. Oops. And it's going to look like that. And the last step you're going to add is your sprinkles. And this is the part where I bum everybody out by being a vegetarian, is that not all sprinkles, actually most sprinkles aren't vegetarian. They're going to have something called confectioner's glaze, which, not to bum you out, is made from insects. So you got to make sure when you're picking out your sprinkles is to make sure you're finding ones that don't have that if you're a vegetarian or a vegan. The ones I found here were just at Whole Foods, so I got lucky there. Yeah, insects, right? Isn't that weird? So we're gonna add just a little bit here. Then I got some little tiny ones. It's gonna decorate here. And now all that's left to do is to let it cool. Like I said, I'm gonna put mine in the freezer because I'm hungry. So I'm not going to wait around, but you can just leave it on the table. It'll harden up as well. So when I get back, I'm going to take it out of the freezer and they will be perfect and ready to eat. So I just took my delicious covered in chocolate treats out of the freezer. It took about maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, and they are frozen and they are covered in chocolate. Look at these. Look how good they look. They look amazing. And so with the rest of your chocolate, you can make other colors. And here I have a green and an orange to go with my Halloween purple. I'm so excited because once that camera turns off, these are all going to be gone, let me tell you. But that is not all we have for you today. Maybe in other libraries videos you might get one recipe, but not here. Because up next is Jennifer, who's going to be making some delicious and very simple and easy Halloween themed sugar cookies. Enjoy. I know I will be.
Hi everybody, I'm Jennifer, and like Colton said, we're stepping up our game and doing 5 items for less. Now, I'm excited about mine because it's cookies. Who doesn't love cookies? And this one has just 3 ingredients. And for more fun recipes with just 3 ingredients, you can look in my link below. Now, this one's gonna take cake batter, 2 eggs, and a 1/3 cup of oil. Really simple, right? Most people have this or can find this right in your store. And this one is a baking recipe, so it's going to take a little bit longer. So what you're gonna do is you're just going to add in your cake mix. And I did a yellow cake mix because today I am making sugar cookies for Halloween. You add in your 1/3 cup oil and your 2 eggs. And then you're going to mix that up. You can do it with a hand mixer, you can do it in a staple mixer, just mix it all up. Alright, and you see it's already dough. So I'm going to take my spoon and scrape it off. And just like normal sugar cookie dough, the next step is that this is going in the refrigerator for 1 hour because it needs to kind of harden up a bit before you roll it out. Okay, so I'm just going to put it all together so it's nice dough. And I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour. Okay, so now my dough is nice and solid, so I'm ready to roll it out. I put some flour on my mat to keep it from sticking, and it kind of makes it a little bit better. So I'm gonna squish it down. I'm gonna roll it out. Slides all over. So you flip it and just roll it out. Now I only did one, so you can kind of see what it is, but you can roll it out as big as you want, and you can cut them out for your cookie. And I chose a nice pumpkin for Halloween. And just like normal sugar cookies, you're going to bake these at 350 degrees for about 7 to 9 minutes. You want them to be a nice golden brown, but not burnt. So it's on my tray. It's going in my oven. And now we'll wait for the delicious cookie. Okay, so my cookie is done. After I took it out of the oven, I let it cool for a bit, because you don't want to put that icing on a hot cookie, it'll just melt right over. And since I only use 3 ingredients, I have room for 2 more. So I found icing that you can find right at any store, and I just did orange icing. If you want a nice buttercream icing and make it yourself, that's all for you. But I wanted something quick and within my 5 ingredients. So the next other thing I found were fun Halloween sprinkles. And if you're like me, I don't look at what's in my food, so these probably have bugs in it and they're delicious. So I'm going to add my icing right on top to my cookie. And the cool thing about icing is that I found icing that was black, there's purple. You could make your pumpkin into a nice jack-o'-lantern. You could go pretty much anywhere with this. Or just have sugar cookies and eat them all. So really simple, I'm just icing my cookie and then adding my sprinkles. And that's it. We will have a whole batch of yummy, tasty sugar cookies for only 3 ingredients. So thank you for joining Colton and I today for our 5 ingredient or less. Once again, the links that we talked about for our recipes are right below in our description. For more fun videos, go to illyrialibrary.org.